I'll just start off by telling you guys like a bit about what the presentation is going to be about, what I'm going to talk to you about. So basically my personal story, my path from high school to university, and then what I'm doing now and where I'm going to go. So basically, you know, why I did what I did after high school, what I did at university, and basically where that got me today. So personal rundown, I was born and raised in Vancouver, went to Vancouver College, which some of you may have heard of. Are you guys all from like the Vancouver, Richmond area? Yeah, cool, okay. So I was, basically my whole life was in Vancouver. At Vancouver College, I was pretty much, I like to do sports and everything as well, but I was also very active in terms of, academics. I tried to do as many accelerated classes as I could. It was just something I was interested in, English, math, physics. Have any of you done physics Olympics? Yes, or you want to in the future? It's pretty cool. So if you take physics, I guess in high school, you get to do all these competitions where you can come to UBC and compete against other schools, win awards and stuff, so that's always cool. Basically at BC, I didn't really know what I wanted to do for the longest time. I'm sure some of you still don't know what you want to do, which is okay. So I really, personally, I didn't know until about, I'd say, grade 11 or even grade 12 that I wanted to do engineering. Really for me, it was just like, oh, these are all the classes, cool, I'm having a fun time at school. Like, everyone else is doing the same thing. They're just taking all the classes that they're supposed to take. And it wasn't really till, grade 12 that I realized I wanted to do engineering. And why I did that was because, I did like physics, I did like math, and I was good at it. So I said, hey, what are my options? I can do sciences, I can do engineering, there's all these trades. But, ultimately I ended up going to engineering, and I think that was probably one of the best decisions I made. Just in terms of, things you can do with engineering degree in the future. And with an engineering you can do again, computer engineering, software engineering. So you can do those same things that other people are saying like computer science would do as well. So a thing I learned quickly was that short-term sacrifices for long-term gain. What that means is sometimes you don't want to take those physics or math classes or other academic classes because it's like super hard and you're like whatever, it's useless. Math is useless to me. Physics is useless to me. But you'll very quickly realize that those things are actually very important to you guys. Personally, for me, it was just something I ended up using for the next 4 years of my life. And there are always, sometimes there's times when people are going out and having fun. You might have like a test the next day, and you think it's not really that important. But the one thing that people in high school really told me after I went into university was that I wish I tried a little bit harder in high school, just to get get into that university that they wanted, or get into that program that they wanted. At the time, everyone was just having fun. It was just a lot of relaxing. People didn't know what they wanted to do, but really, the effort that you put in earlier in life, especially in high school, will help you get where you want in the future. So again, school is not just like academics all the time. I'd say it's like a huge juggling act. So obviously, on one side there's grades and extracurricular activities, if it's sports, if it's clubs, and then the other side, you have to learn to juggle your social life and one other thing, which is sleep. I mean, it's quickly, like even in grade 12, first university, second university, it's a constant evolving process of learning how. Obviously, you want good grades, you want to do well in school. You got to do extracurriculars, you want to go out with your friends, you want to play sports, you want to do other things like that. But then there's also sleep that gets in the way of things. I say that now, but I mean, you'll realize sometimes you'll have those nights where you won't get as much sleep as you wanted, obviously, because you have to do all these other things. And really, my whole life, like the whole last 5 years, I've been really just finding a balance between those things. And it sounds a lot easier than it is, because you'll quickly get overwhelmed with a lot of things to do. So post-secondary life, what am I doing? So I actually, after high school, I went to first year engineering. Super general, you take all the classes that everyone else would take. So you don't have to make that choice right away, which is partly why I did it. So, there are other schools where when you go into university, you go, oh, hey, I want to go into electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, computer science. But at least at UBC, when you go into first year, you go into general first year. And you can put that choice off a little bit, whether you want to go electrical, mechanical, etc. So personally, I wasn't ready to choose what I wanted to do. And for me, at least going to UBC was just a way to delay that by a year and really get to know what I wanted to do with my life. So I joined engineering physics, which I don't know, have any of you heard of that?
They'll learn more about it in second session.
Oh yeah, so engineering physics, which is what I did. And with that, I navigated my degree more towards, computer science or programming, software engineering, that type of stuff. So really it was a pretty open-ended program in which you get to really focus on what you want to do. So this is just some of the cool things that I got to do. This is for a competition that was a couple months ago, senior design engineering competition. And really it was a team of 3-4 people. We got to work together and build a robot. So really quickly, it gave us around 6 hours in the competition. So it was really a combination of all the mechanical skills we've learned and also,
Right in the middle, the wing.
there you go. So really, this is like the brain of the robot right here. And this is what you program on your computer. So you can tell it to do like all these fancy things. So for us, it was really, there'd be a line on the ground somewhere, and our robot would put it on top of the line, and there was a certain path and maze it had to follow. So it would follow that maze, and then as soon as it got to like a block, we would have to pick up that block, turn around, and bring it back to our home base. So this was in like 4 to 5 hours. So it's pretty cool. I mean, like, that's really just like computer programming software. And then that was a combination of mixing that with your other engineering skills, your mechanical design, your electrical. So it's really a combination of everything. And I think you guys will quickly realize that like even software is a very big industry now. And everything, whether it be like a toothbrush, has some sort of code in it, which is pretty interesting. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen like the Oral-B toothbrushes, which are like Bluetooth enabled and like it's like connected to your smartphone. And, like after you're done brushing, it like tells you where you missed like teeth or whatever. Like I don't know, it's pretty insane now. It's like everything's revolving around that. So this is another thing that I did, which was a anesthetic syringe pump. So I partnered with some doctors at BGH, and basically what they needed was that they wanted to remove an assistant while they were injecting anesthetic into a patient. And to do that, they wanted it to be a wireless syringe pump. So most of this was made with me and my partner over a course of 4 months. And the big part of it was actually, again, the software behind it. Really having that wireless communication in there and basically safety factors. Because when you're in a medical environment, a big thing is that safety. You definitely don't want anything to go wrong, especially when you're injecting anesthetic. So for us, it was local anesthesia. So basically, when the doctor or your dentist injects you and everything goes numb, that's local anesthesia. So we were helping them with injections for that. Another picture that's kind of the needle there, and then you have the displays and the control, and then there's the remote that's not actually pictured here, but the surgeon will be holding a remote after you control it. So after all those projects I did and everything, I had a chance to do co-op. So with co-op, what you do is you get to apply to companies, work for those companies for 4 months at a time, and that's during your degree. So it doesn't extend your degree. Well, it extends your degree, but it's part of the program. So you'll get credits for it, and you get paid for it, which is obviously everybody likes to get paid. So my first internship was at BlackBerry, and that was actually at the end of second year. And that was, so I didn't really, computer programming was still very open. I didn't really know what it was. But I got lucky and I got this job at BlackBerry, which was out in Ottawa in winter, which I don't know if you guys have been to Ottawa in the winter, but it's nothing like Vancouver. It's like -30 sometimes. It's snow that's like 6 feet high. It's an interesting experience. But yeah, so at BlackBerry I got to work on their next generation of phones. So that was, at the time, well, the new BlackBerry phones you see now is what we were working on back in 2011. So it was cool. I got to work. So you guys have probably seen GIFs where you have the little animated like pictures that move and they do cool things. So that really at BlackBerry what I was doing was implementing the ability to see those on their new phones, and that was a really cool experience. So for me, it was kind of an eye opener, and it was something that I wanted to look into a bit more. So on my second co-op, I got to go work for Intel. Have you guys heard of Intel? Probably you see the sticker on your laptop a lot of the time. That's funny, I'll ask some people, and be like, I've heard of that company, but I don't know where it's from. And I'm like, look down at your laptop. Probably says Intel. So at Intel, I was a little bit of a, so I did software as well as hardware engineering. So I got to do a little bit of both of those things. And again, it was just something like, I really enjoyed it. And it was a great experience. I got to work on solid-state hard drives, if you've heard of those. Some of you might have them in your computer. Basically, like the next generation of hard drives, where you can store your information and they're like super fast. So I was in Vancouver. Great experience. Had an amazing time. And I would definitely go back if I had the chance. And then finally, which was just this summer, I actually had the chance to work at Apple. So again, that was a great experience. So we actually have like this office in Vancouver that not many people know about, and that's where I was working. So at Apple, I was a software developer again. I got the chance to work on their iWork suite, so if you guys would use like Keynote or any of that stuff, that was kind of what I was working on. And it was an integration with all their iOS applications plus their actual Mac application. So I was 4 months in Vancouver, and that was again an amazing time. And that tells you like the jobs in the industry for software development, computer engineering, all of that is just huge. There's opportunities everywhere, Vancouver, across Canada, across the States, across the world. Just everything that we're doing in the future now is really all around computer programming. There will be software in everything. In the meantime, while I was doing my software job, I helped launch a construction startup on the side. And it was completely unrelated to engineering. I was actually a marketing manager there. And that just kind of tells you that the skills that you guys learn in university are not just applicable to say computer engineering, software development, electrical engineering. Those skills are completely transferable to other places. Personally, I think that engineering and all software development and everything, that just teaches you how to think critically. And that's like a very important skill in life. So it's not just, if you go through as a software developer, you're going to be a software developer. I think, just the things that you learn while you're doing that are applicable everywhere. So I quickly realized personally that, although I was good at programming and I liked to do it, that I didn't just want to work for someone else and just program and make their programs for them. So what I realized that was I wanted to start my own company. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now. That's personally, if I'm programming for 8 hours a day, or if that's my job, why not do that for myself and kind of make something myself? And it's like super easy for anyone to do now. If you have your own computer, you can start writing a program. You don't need to work for someone else or have all this expensive equipment. Anyone can start doing it right away, which is cool. So it's kind of entrepreneurship, starting your own company. That's also something to look into. But for me, it was I wanted that engineering background, programming background before I did anything. So I think with that information, with that knowledge we have, it's just incredible. You can do a crazy amount of things that you guys don't even realize yet. So options, again, I could go to grad school, I could work, but I stuck with entrepreneurship. Because I think, at least I want to try it. Why not? We're young. We have the resources at our disposal. So that was a great opportunity. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. So that's in the next 36 is what it's called, and I'm moving to Toronto in a month now. And really, it's a startup incubator or a startup accelerator. If you guys have heard of that type of stuff, or if you're into that type of stuff. So really, what they do is they just look for entrepreneurs across North America or across Canada that really want to start their own company, and they kind of help them launch that. So that's kind of my plans for the next 4 to 5 months, is work on that. And really, so what we're doing personally is, again, a software platform. So it's the skills I learned in university are transferring directly to that. And because you don't need a lot of resources to do it, it's just me and 3 other people who are going to be probably living out of a room for the next 4 months, just coding away, talking to customers. Again, it's just that software development that we learned early in life that is directly applicable to what we're doing. And that's about it. So what's next? We'll see. You guys have any questions, comments?
It's okay.
Anything? You can ask about any of the companies yet?